kind of interesting and exciting. And the reality is everything's a bit of a myth. You know what I mean? It's like the bees died ages ago. The culture, it's funny, I mean, it depends, there's two types of culture, right? You know what I mean? There's the kind of culture which is we make honey and we do cool shit. And there is the culture of the place, which is we foster and breed a kind of a good sort of bunch of people and a good place to work. I'll sort of answer the question in two halves. The way we do it is that we believe that it's important to be making, you know, I mean, we actually say that the thing that we do for our clients is we believe cultural impact leads to commercial success for brands. It's why I always wither on to anyone who comes to the book crits about actually looking into culture and finding insights and finding ways of people interacting and using the brand and find ways of then that brand kind of interrupting culture and impacting upon it and having a kind of positive effect. So to that end, we say it's important for us to try and understand it as well outside of advertising. So we put on this Alice's Adventures Underground last year. We have, you know, done theatre and music videos and short films and all that kind of shenanigans. But then the culture within the place is just the kind of the what it's like as a place. It's important that actually, and this is important for you guys to understand, when it comes to finding that place that you feel is right for you, I often say to people, go in and sort of smell the place. You know what I mean? Go in and actually get a feel for what that place is like. Because again, you know what I mean, it's all fair and well seeing the kind of the shimmering sign and the kind of the work that they do, you know what I mean, and then you walk into the place and you go, oh God, it's a soulless, horrible, empty, depressing place, you know what I mean, and you know, you'll realise quickly where those places are and kind of where the good cultures are by actually just going into them rather than waiting for people like me to kind of come see you. I mean, go in and sort of see what they're like, check them out and stuff. I don't think that answered the question, but it was an attempt in a roundabout way to do it.
What passion projects are you working on at the moment?
So, bridge into that, and again, forgive me for jumping down the throat the same way I jumped down Ben's Virtualisation thing. We don't like them as passion projects, you know what I mean? Because the truth is, it sounds like they're kind of just vanity projects or whatever, do you know what I mean? So, to be that prick for a second, we everything we tend to do within that kind of the cultural world, we try to do with kind of sort of commercial viability at its heart. So we kind of call them like cultural projects, things that actually are going to make sense. We were doing a music festival. This kind of gives you some idea as to the kind of why they're not just passion projects; they're actually kind of commercial entities. But it didn't sell enough tickets, so we had to pull it. So that was kind of a sad reality. You know what I mean? It was in the same week that we were nominated for an Olivier Award for the piece of theatre that we did the year before. So it was one of those kind of, you know what I mean, you win some, you lose some kind of scenarios. We're doing loads of stuff. We've actually just set up within Creature itself a thing called the Culture Department, which its intent is to find and discover and work out those next exciting things. So we've got a slate of interesting opportunities involving food and kids programs and what was the other thing? And actually more theatre. So we're working with the same lot. We're doing an exciting new thing next year with them as well. So like shitloads of stuff. But they're all we don't do them for PR or for vanity's sake or just because we want it as a side project. We do it with the intent is that we will actually make money from it, and in good time, the split of we get paid for the advertising work we do versus the work that we make, generally starts to shift a little bit. You know what I mean? And we actually, this stuff starts to make it the bottom line as well. But lots of stuff, I'm sure.
Would you try and manage it so that you don't go to your first choice agency on your first placement? Or would you not worry about that? In terms because you might be.
It's a good question, and the short answer is no. Don't look at gift horse in the mouth. Don't, you know what I mean? Just grab whatever you're given. The reality is, placements are. It's a challenge to get a placement. You know what I mean? Let alone turn a fucking placement into a job. That's why I feel like I've maybe done this talk probably about 2 months too soon. But no, just grab what you can. There is some truth in it. You know what I mean? Though the honest truth. So actually, back to Smash and Adam. You know what I mean? As an example. They probably suffered a little bit, if truth be told, coming to Creature first. You know what I mean? They weren't quite, you know what I mean? They weren't quite there. They weren't quite the finished article. They weren't quite the team that we needed at that time. So, that's not to say we've forgotten them, you know what I mean? They're still fresh in our minds, and there's still literally people who are still going, why can't we bring Smash Venom back? You know what I mean? But, who knows? We might then bring them back and hire them full time at some point in the future. Who knows? You know what I mean? But, so don't worry too much. They made the impression, they just weren't quite there. So, but in short, look, you're going to grab whatever opportunity you can and dig your fucking heels in. You know what I mean? Just make yourself indispensable, you know what I mean? As long as you can.
Yeah, can you talk a bit more about what you said that the critics here today about early campaigns that are more about the products and the truth in the product instead of just being like this more explanation? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I mean, I can. I'll very, very quickly say it, but as I say, I'll blither on better if you come and see me directly. But no, all I was saying to Roman was something that I've said to a lot of SCA teams over the years is that is beware of jumping straight to the small activational ideas. They tend to come from getting very sort of specific briefs that sometimes you guys are given. Do you know what I mean? By people standing here. My point to Roman was better to go after a big campaignable thought that lasts 5 years, and it comes from work on the creative platform rather than the individual execution of it. So Alex and Roman's book, I remember they had a lot of one-offy type ideas, but actually at the heart of them there was some insight or some, there's a bigger idea at the heart of them, and all I say is basically if that's the creative platform, and then off the creative platform you have TV and posters and print and digital and social and experiential and blah blah blah. You mean aim for that before worrying about doing this down here. It's the problem with fucking Cannes case study films. You know what I mean? Is that everyone sees silver spray paint, you know what I mean, and goes, we've got to just do a silver, luminous spray paint and we'll get a job. You don't, you know what I mean? You don't, trust me. It's that's the filler I talk about, that's the mortar in the books, you know what I mean? Much better you come up with the idea for Volvo, you know what I mean, and that's the hard stuff. I often say, if I brief 100 students a a Volvo activational idea, you know what I mean, 80 of you will come up with something pretty good, you know what I mean? All right, you know what I mean? Whatever. You know what I mean? If I brief you to do it with a new sort of brand, you know what I mean, transformational business transformational new big brand idea that hasn't been done before, 5 of you might come back, and it's those 5 that I'm looking for, not the 8 you come with. So it's it's a good question, but one that probably better spent, you know what I mean?
What are your favourite books on strategy?
What should I say?
Your favourite books on strategy?
My favourite books on strategy. Or which?
Favourite book on marketing strategy?
Oh, I see. Have I got any favourite strategy? Oh, Jesus. No. No, I haven't really. Jesus, good question. No, depressingly not. My strategic ability is limited to human truth and turning that into ideas. So I wouldn't wind yourself up too much about it. I mean, there is a big presentation that I've got that I get my head of strategy to do to students actually, which is really fucking good. Actually, it's a really good presentation. You should get him in at some point. And it's how to get to strategy. No, in short, no, never really. Probably to my detriment, I guess. So sorry. Good.
Good done.
Yeah.
Wow. Stu, thank you so much.